They're shook right now. I mean, you've had two really bad games, and I mean, they know very well that there should be nobody up there in Zarky. Nobody ever goes Zarky, but you still see him, like you said, playing extremely cautiously. Yeah. So that's a bad mindset to be in. You want them to shake off any previous bad games that they've had and just regroup and get their heads right.
And we don't see this happen all too often inside of competitive play, but when you get a circle like this, sometimes things get a little bit more spicy, a little bit closer to that matchmaking style, as it looks like Cloud9 might be contemplating doing a couple of bridge camps here, setting up in the positions, getting ready for it, but I think that they feel like, nah, okay, we're just going to go ahead and go for a full reposition onto Military Base Island. Nothing wrong with just choosing to scout it out. So one of the things that they were probably doing there was just trying to get vision back down to the other side of the bridge.
Yeah, you see Wildcard has already sent Pride over. P1 Esports going to be sending a boat underneath there. This might be a good spot for Moody and the rest of the C9 boys to pick off the P1 Esports guys.
Keep in mind, the Player One Esports took a couple of shots over at Cloud9, were aware of their position, so that's how come this is very smart from them. They decided to take their boat underneath of the bridge, so that way they wouldn't be lined up for shots.
They're running.
But Cloud9 is still hunting down kills, and it's going to be, does Nerf see this at this point? I think that he might have spotted out. They have a general location for it. Nerf's going for a couple of shots back over to D-Treats, already down to about a fourth of his life. There he goes. Moody goes ahead and finishes it down, so that's just going to be a full flush. It's going to be one of the guys driving right in front of Nerf. And look at this, we already have David halfway down. Profi is just unrelenting, jumping into the UAZ, running down there. Oogly's just trying to come up and provide some type of some support for his teammates, but it's just going very badly for them.
Yeah, there's nothing that P1 could really do there. I mean, if you're going to go prone as soon as you start getting shot at, that just means that the entirety of C9 can then come around and get a better angle on you. I don't think they know that Oogly is in this compound, so that he might be able to stay safe for now and keep P1E in this. But C9 needs to figure out what they want to do, because I guarantee you they didn't come over here to take position at this spot where they're at. They want to get a better spot.
Well, we also still have Agila that's up towards the northern, still on the main island proper. So even if Oogly gets caught out, Player One Esports still has some form of survival left. But the problem comes into play. What do you do now? You've got a bridge separating your teammates. You don't want to make the swim. And what do you do whenever you're caught in a situation like this? What do you do, Rip?
That's exactly what I do. I get on top of a toilet and I take a dump. I mean, what else are you going to do?
You just hide out in there, just biding their time. This is one of the tried and true and one of the first strategies in PUBG.
It just truly is.
Find a bathroom, camp it.
Truly is. Well, I would not be surprised to see C9 hop back into those vehicles and try to claim one of these hills on the western side of Military Island. We've known those for some time now to be those really, really strong spots. Cloud9, when they play those hills, if this circle goes south and they're on that hill, they could end up with over 20 kills.
Speaking of some potential kills coming out, you can see Dill Hero making his way up the hillside. Dash has got that DP, trying to hit some shots on it. Not necessarily known for the highest accuracy.
Yeah, you can see that there by his life bar.
I mean, that's not the DP's purpose in life. It's just, I'm going to walk at people and spray, and what's the saying for it?
What do we say? Accuracy through volume.
Boom. There you go. Running through there. Look at that. Still hasn't even had to reload yet. So.
He's got a bike, though.
Yep, got some tools to work with. Military Base Island seems to be the go-to de facto for most of these teams, because a lot of times it's easier to get out of Military Base than it is to get to Military Base. But the hunt still continues as poor Oogly is just sitting there hearing the pitter-patter of little feet around him.
I think C9 put two and two together. They realized that they saw two get off of the boat, yet they got to this compound seat doors open. So I think they figured it out that there's probably one hiding in here. But the problem with this is, though, is C9 is going to spend so much time trying to find Oogly that they're not going to take those positions that they normally like to play. And instead, they're going to be playing these yellows.
Oh, well, look at this. It looks like Moody and Profi have regrouped to a certain degree. Nerf is already moving away. Kaymind, as you can see on the mini-map, already holding down the position on the outside of this kind of being their bridge camp. If Moody and Profi hop on the same motorcycle, this could be a little dangerous. Is Oogly going to go for the shots up to it? Yes, he is. He hits Moody just a touch.
One of them?
But that's going to give away his spot. He does have the motorcycle set and prepped, so he's just going to open the door. Is he going to just hop on the motorcycle and try to get out of dodge? Can he get away? No, he's starting to realize he could be swarmed at this stage. Two different windows. That's going to be all she wrote for Oogly. So, Agila, it's all on you, buddy.
It's all you. He's still on the main island. Plenty of time.
He hasn't even moved. He's just
Nope.
like, nope, I'm not even going to be a part of whatever's happening down there.
He's
Whatever's
also on a toilet.
Whatever's happening on the military base, I just don't even go and have to deal with any
Talk
of that.
about Moody with 3 kills now. VG has made it over to the northern side of this island. It's worth pointing out that a majority of the teams electing to come over to Military Island, not a lot of them wanting to stay on the north side. We can see some slow rotators still that haven't made their way over, but I mean, I feel like the north side of the Military Island is so packed right now. Any of these teams that are still on the main island are going to have a really hard time when it comes time to transfer over.
There it goes. I was wondering when the Navy was going to come into play and who it was going to be. It looks like it's going to be Smoke and Aces, as well as THC Adam. You can see the rest of the THC guys playing right along that coastline. Remember, there are a lot of cliffs in that general vicinity, so you feel like your back is fairly protected. You just have to watch out for a couple of places where you can Skyrim your way up those sides of that cliff. But
some of the really strong spots on Military Island are still open, though, still available.
So it's all going to come down to which places do people pick. And uh-oh, look at this. Envy is just finding time, looking back over towards Kaymind, taking a couple of shots that direction. Just going to hit a little bit. Actually, no, Veteran has managed to line up the shot and get the down to it. Looks like Kaymind has managed to get to a point where he can potentially be safe. But look at everybody from Envy is beat it back over that direction. And these are two teams. We talk about sometimes fear coming into play. This is going to be something Envy needs. They need that invigoration. They know they got it down onto Kaymind. They want these kills based off of it. They want to damage these guys because Cloud9 has been having a very decent day so far.
Real smart there from Moody, though, to take out those tires and can protect his teammate here. They do have the smoke down. He should be able to get the res. All they have to do is hop off the side of this bridge.
He is
just a pixel.
Just barely alive. I almost feel like a bullet could just ricochet off of something out of that and take him down. That is going to be so close. That had to be a shot from Wolf. That had to be one.
Just absolute ice water in his veins right there. He stuck the res,
I believe it.
making sure that he got his teammate up, knowing that it was just a random bullet that happened to take him low. So, yep, there you see they're going to jump off the bridge, go rejoin their teammates. Is United taking position right above Envy?
Oh, this is going to get ugly real fast.
And there you can hear it. They were paying attention, heard all the shots, realized what was happening inside the kill feed.
New circle.
Naturally, United, another one of those teams, not afraid. So they just stroll up and they're like, hey, we might want to become third party inside of this and get ourselves some free kills. M249 might actually show some worth inside of the circle, all depending on how we see it play out in the territories we see later on. The problem with it is choosing to carry it for so long.
I gotta say, this circle, I've seen this recently, and a good friend of mine and a community fixture, Mr. 17, would say this circle is 100% going north.
Really?
100%.
100%.
It's a running joke that anytime you make this hard of a commitment and there's like a smidgen of land up there, it's going to go to the north. So everybody's going to make their way down south, and then suddenly you're just going to see this mass exodus as everybody, all the players are just going to groan as it makes its way back north, and everybody has to figure out how to get away from each other. Oh, and speaking of this, look at this trap just set and waiting by the Smoke and Aces guys managing to net themselves double downs.
Unfortunate there for the THC boys.
Levi and Adam, they're not letting them get the kills.
They're running down into the water and drowning themselves.
Oh my gosh.
But at least they get the loot, right?
Easy clap.
Yeah. Next level strats coming through there.
Yeah, that was smart.
Well, I mean, they're still going to get the kills, but
yeah, I mean, it still counts off of the knock. So.
They don't want to give them the gratification.
Jason,
hey,
you
there's
have to
a
be
tree.
careful. Yeah, you don't end up killing yourself there, buddy.
So yeah, like we said, a lot of these teams in a very small amount of real estate on the northwestern side of this military island. But we have Elder Wolves, Oxymoron, and it looks like Crew, and one member of Adapt still on the mainland here.
So this is where the gamble comes into play. If Oxy ends up being correct, they have one of the best places to play the rest of these circles at.
Oh my gosh.
The problem with it is, math isn't really in your favor for this.
100% going north.
100% going north.
100% going. That's math in your favor if I've ever heard it.
100%.
I mean, if it plays that way, Poro, we'll have to see how it goes through there. I almost can venture to say that Toffees and Cam over here just keep looking over, just being like, no, it's not going to happen.
If it goes north,
just like,
I'll tell you right now, 17 is in the crowd. If it goes north, I'm pulling him up on the analyst desk. Because it was, we got a fight going on between C9 and Zenith right now from range. As Kaymind's going to take out Lush. Patron gets taken so very low.
just a little bit of a skirmish back and forth here. I didn't see where one of the downs was at, but I think that they oh, actually, no, that was an easy flush coming out. It's going to be right in front of me. Apparently, I'm just blind right now. So with this, you can see Cloud9 guys managing to get themselves their 4th kill already. Moody's sitting on those 3 like you were talking about beforehand. Naturally, we do tend to see it's going to be like Kaymind and Profi really coming through with the frag positions, but Moody has been hitting some shots today.
Yeah, this is the difference between a confident team and a team that's just trying to play to make it to late game. Cloud9 not just hiding out in that compound, playing or peeking out of windows or playing out of walls. They're using these hills. They're trying to get information. Anything they see, they're going to take shots at.
Well, we talk about the difference between passive teams and aggressive teams.
Yes.
Whenever you're the aggressive team, you're forcing
Kendo.
everybody to make modifications based around your play style. It's almost like in regular sports having the ball, you know, being on offense at that stage, you can dictate how the rest of the game is going to be played. The only problem with being the aggressive style is sometimes third parties can come into play, or passive teams can just try to their best to avoid any firefights around you, and then suddenly next thing you know, you end up swarmed because all the firefights you took, and you lose all your utility.
Yeah, as you see, the circle is pushing in. Pretty much everybody in at this point. Crew kind of taking their time to get out of Primoris. They're going to eat a little blue here, but Zenith is going to trade shots back and forth. Oh, they got to get back down again, though. C9 not letting them have an inch of breath here.
All right, so we're about 15 seconds away from finding out if it is going north or south.
I'm so curious.
I can tell, like, everybody keeps looking over the
It's
mini
all
map.
paying attention to the mini-map.
All right, so got Kendo just kind of paying attention, see what's going on. Here we go. We got the circle popped up. Is Poro a prophet? Is everybody about to be really, really sad? And no, they're not. All right. So there we go. Oxy, you had your gamble. Now what are you going to do with it? You got to figure out to make your way back across here. Naturally, THC, they're going to have to make their way into the safe zone, as well as Smoke and Ace is still playing across the water. Boro, you were pointing out Crew just a second ago, who apparently doesn't care about being in the blue right now.
Yeah, they don't care about being in the blue. They don't care about being 4 deep to a boat. They're making their way across, and it looks like they should actually be able to do it because they're coming so late. Nobody really expecting them to be there.
They left someone behind in Primorsk, right? They went back to pick him up.
I believe so. Maybe
We're,
so.
we're just going to go ahead and say yes.
I saw it. I watched it happen.
I was going to say, okay.
At least one.
That every once in a while, you have some of the boat teams that just kind of hang out inside the blue. And there we go. Aguila finally got spotted out. Heard a little bit of a firefight out there. But we do have a lot of very, very strong fragging teams, all generally close to each other. There are the hills that are kind of posted up just to the north of military base proper itself. That's why we don't have clear sight lines back and forth.
You see E United just kind of claiming they get vision on Y10 Fate in the military base. Oh, Highbuck's going to go down to Dill Hero.
Good Lord, that was a beautiful shot from that range. So now it's going to come down to, look at this retaliation. We've talked about the fact that these guys are the best in North America, and you can see it based off of these shots.
Aggressive play. I like the position that E United is currently in, but Envy is holding down a really strong spot as well. Y10 Fate got to figure out how they're going to get out of this military base, though, and get to those hills.
Do they need to, though?
I think so. I mean, they don't necessarily have to, but you know, the chances are that I mean, at this point, I'm not saying
it's 100% south now.
Look,
Is that the way it works?
You know, I'm gonna say that I screwed up, and I thought that maybe the circle maybe was like a little bit farther south than it normally is when it's 100% north on that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna say that was my fault on that one.
Well, I mean, it's just a running joke through the community anyway. We're giving Poro a hard time over here. He was just playing into one of the memes about PUBG.
Hey, I believed in him.
All right.
Oh, Charity's down.
Getting caught out by Smoke and Aces there. As you can see, a firing line coming out from Sopalicious and Crow, making great use of the rocks. You saw one of them was on top of it. The other one peeking off of a beautiful angle. JL Day now finding himself in a world of hurt as several teams are starting to take some pot shots at him. He's just trying to make it back over towards that flat top. Actually, it looks like he's looting his teammate first. That might not be the best call as Smoke and Aces making their way down the hillside.
Vest?
I mean, Smoke and Aces has just been a thorn in the side of the Happy Campers this whole game 4. They managed to wipe 2 as they pulled up, and now they're going to go finish off the rest of the job.
Wants to close it. Might have seen him there.
The Smokes are, I think, we're still up and active, so I don't think Sopalicious would have seen him the same way. But
you'll see him
now. Continues push. Oh wait,
what?
Sopalicious, he's right there. He's right up. There he goes. He spotted him finally. JL Day.
Oh
Adios.
no, yeah. So THC finishes first last round, goes out second to last this round.
Not the best way to end your day, but they can still feel really good about it coming on with a win.
They got a round win.
Exactly.
Well, we're going to stay positive.
Exactly. As now Smoke and Aces is feeling really good. They're clearing out the southern part of this map. They have 4 kills. They have a nice little spot to call their home. We'll just have to see where the circle goes next.
Did you see that tracer that just slammed into the tree right in front of it? That's one of those signs like, I might not want to walk that direction anymore.
Geis actually has to be careful here. You see, he doesn't have a helmet, so he doesn't want to. You don't want to hard peek too hard here, knowing that you could go down in an instant from a headshot.
All right, well, we're gonna have about 4 ridiculously violent teams all stacked on top of each other. We've got Envy in one spot. You can see Smoke and Ace is still making their push through there. Unite off on one side, and Wide Tempt Fate. Slowly and steadily, we're gonna have more contenders. Just to the north of them is also gonna be Wildcard Gaming, who's not afraid to take any fights. So we could actually see about a Circle 4 pretty hefty fight if we're not too careful.
Yeah, and here is phase 4 incoming. Is this the one where the water gets pushed away? So we're going to go more inland?
Going
yeah, there it is.
Boop, look at that.
Oh, but we're still going very far north here. It's not a complete hard shift, but now Wide Tempt Fate has to pull in, and we've got all these teams on the southwest side that have to make their move into the hills where E United is kind of holding court right now.
And on the southeast side, we actually saw Oxy coming in. They went all the way around the island just to get in. They're like, we can hang with the blue just a little bit.
They actually moved from their position just north of the gas station on the western bridge, circled all the way through the blue, came down the eastern bridge, and now down to the south below everybody. And right as soon as, I mean, if I was Oxy, I'd feel so frustrated right now. They spent all that time in the blue, finally get in the safe zone, and it's like, no, let's just go ahead and shift north. And it's like, oh my God, why?
Wide Tempt Fate looks like they found a little bit of time to make their way in. Is now Smoke and Ace is going to be trading shots back and forth with Envy. Envy's going to have to leave their compound here very shortly as well. But they've got so many teams all on this southwestern side. I mean, there's 5 squads here, all in a position, and now Cloud9 is even moving down into Wildcard.
Boom goes down, Pride goes down.
This is where it's going to start getting a little bit hefty. Look at that. That's multiple members from Wildcard getting
Sharp
knocked in this.
down.
There's so many
Wildcard.
people looking up different directions right now. It's really hard to figure out where the pushes are going to be coming from. But Cloud9 is running straight up into the back of the guys from Wildcard at the direct time. They're just trying to get their reses off, but Cloud9 is just not going to let them do it.
All of this being relegated by E United as well, so they can't peek up from the south because E United has them in their sight. Cloud9 pushing on them from the north, but now Smoke and Ace is going to run right into E United.
Just steps up and gets the line of shot onto one of them, tries to get the spray transfer over to the second one, but it's just going to go ahead and mop it up. Now you can see Dill Hero trying to retreat back a real. Gonna throw the nade. Is it going to land back behind him? He barely manages to get ahead of it, but Dill Hero just gets caught out, and E United just has a trap pounced on them.
What a strong push by Smoke and Aces there. They heard the fighting going on. They pushed up when they had a chance, but now Tumai trying to find a way to escape. He had no chance. He ran right into Envy.
Wildcard is just caught in a terrible position. It is just extreme up, if I'm not mistaken. They're caught between Cloud9 and Envy. On the outside of this, it's got Elder Wolf slowly trying to make their way up towards Smoke and Aces, but you can see Smoke and Aces starting to realize what's happening, looking back that direction. And Crew is right next to them. There is just this hill dividing, and everybody's just trying to make their way up to the safe zone, but there are so many teams all stacked on top of each other due to this shift towards the north.
Yeah, and Cloud is actually moving back to the northwest where Adapt is coming south of them too, so that's going to be another clash in just a little bit. But here we go, so Soapylicious. Grenade trying to land on Zanark.
Look at the Smoke and Aces already up to 7 kills at this stage.
Oh, but they got 2 down.
2 people down. They're going to have to try to figure out how they're going to do this. Soapylicious now getting down as well. Just Cherry popping alive, and he's just hanging out at the top of this hill. These crew guys should be able to spot him out at any given second. It's going to be all about, can Cherry Poppins get the shots off? He's going to have to hit the shots of his life, trying to stay alive with him. 249, but it's not going to be enough. Just 1 down isn't enough to stall to potentially get the kill. I think that Crew might have the time for it. Envy has just been listening to this, now going to make their rotation over to the other side of the street that's still inside the safe zone.
Yeah, they're just trying to get in a safe zone right now. Crew going to have time to get that res up and move in themselves. Extreme's still alive, by the way, and Envy is going to be closing in on him in just a second.
Oxy coming a little bit more alive. They're looking back up towards GGWP, trying to hit a couple of shots. Dexy narrowly makes it back behind those rocks. You can see everybody's managed to get at least a little bit of a foothold inside the safe zone, but it's actually going to be a little bit of a firefight happening from 3 different angles. As you can see, it's going to be Noble just down to the south, and it's also going to be Wide Tempt Fate slowly creeping up that hillside as well.
Another 4-way fight here on the southeastern side of this circle between GG Well Played, Oxymoron, Noble, and Wide Tempt Fate. Noble right now surrounded on all sides. Extreme is trying to hide from Envy. Envy waiting till the last possible second to push in.
Look at the kill field, though. C9 and Xena just went at it, and C9 comes out on top. Only Patron left alive.
They just spun back around. That Patron's essentially hiding, I believe, in a shack at the direct time. Extreme only really has a bush to work around. We still have the Adapt guys that are going to have to slowly sneak their way through. VG's also going to have to make their way inside the safe zone since we do have the new one popped. But remember, competitive circles, these things are going to start moving faster, showing the new zone, and it's going to slowly bring everybody together. I'm kind of curious to see what Extreme can do in a situation like this, as it feels like Envy is starting to feel like they have control over this high ground position.
Is this fight still going on the southeastern side? This is a four-way fight here. Oxymoron, Jason going to try to send those shots in. I don't think they have vision onto GG Well Played, but they have an idea where they are. But White Tent Fate's still in there as well. Noble coming up from behind.
This is the problem with this area that they're fighting around. There's so many little mini hills that pop up out of the hills, so nobody really has clear sight lines on each other. So as one person's running forward, they don't realize that they're walking between 2 to 3 different teams. They can just hear the firefights that are happening around them.
White Tent Fate and Noble still have to make their way into circle. They are fighting each other right now.
Beside each other.
GG Well Played and Oxy have already made it in. GG Well Played can hold out these teams as they're trying to make their way in, but I don't have vision on them just yet.
You can see that GG Well Played is caught up and looking back down the hillside, but slowly and steadily Oxy's made their way inside the safe zone. Crew now making their hard push forward. They do have Extreme off the outside of them, but it's going to be Envy waiting, trying to get as many kills as possible.
Yeah, they've been trading fire back and forth with the Crew this entire time, and now finally see Envy. They've got the high ground. Crew's going to have to smoke their way up to try to get this cover a little bit.
This is such a great play from Venerated. He found himself a spot inside a circle. He's going to send shots down onto Crew to basically take the pressure off the rest of his squad. Extreme still a bush here as Crew's going to run right by him.
Okay, Envy's now beated back down. You can start to see the bullets are coming their direction. That's going to be another
Venerated.
down. Woo! Venerated hitting some beautiful shots there. Is he going to be able to hit one of the God nades as he's just throwing it back down towards the smoke? It's going to roll back down the hillside. Narrowly misses one of them. You can see his Narcs trying to line it up. Extreme is just waiting. Looks like he's just going to be forced to med. He wasn't expecting this fight to happen this long, but I got to say, Envy is just dismantling Crew right now.
Well, they did manage to lose Interrogate. Wolf and Pat Caps are going to go and join their squad mate. I'm not sure how many are still alive for Crew. I think it might just be one, as
there's 3 points right next to
has to come out.
Just look to your right. They're just sitting there waiting for you to be grabbed.
Here comes Extreme.
Look at him. He's just right by like, wait, what the hell is happening here?
That's 2 free kills. Take them.
He's like, no, I want to go for the positioning.
Oh, okay. All right.
Now, keep in mind, he could potentially just walk right up on top of Leda right now. He's jumping around all these different smokes, moving from side to side, being like, okay, it's fine, it's fine.
Leda hears him.
He's trying to beat back over that direction, and he's going to spot him out. So
should have taken those 2 kills.
Come on, man. That's 32 points he could have taken. I know he had his teammates in his ear telling him, no.
So you can see what we're talking about now about the lay of the land. We've got Envy that just heard that firefight from Leda is going to move back down that way. Cloud9's also going to have to make their way inside the safe zone. Oddly enough, one of our boys from before, Zenith's Patron, still inside the safe zone, but a lot of these guys are just biding their time. As you can see, Leda hears everybody moving around him.
Look, you have the entirety of Envy right here. They're like,
my Lord!
To pop off.
You can see everybody just charge back over there. Fudge hears this, and he's like, whoa, okay, I'm glad they didn't come this direction. But you can see on the minimap right now, we've got Vicious Gaming post up. We've got GG Well Played managing to get into a position where they can hold some form of defense. Back behind that, we've got Fudge just biding his time. White Tent Fate keeps hearing all these firefights and are going to circle back out and away from what's happening here. But Venerated going ahead and spotting out Leda. Going to get himself another kill. 8 kills for Envy right now.
Spot out
but it's Envy and Cloud9 going back and forth at each other. And it's going to be Profi that gets a beautiful spray back down to Pat Caps. They know that they need to start making their way into getting some control over this area. They realize it's going to be Envy back behind him. Venerated in a vulnerable position. Moving forward, it seems like he was going to be their front man. Cloud9 still just trying to monitor, get some more information as they're playing at the top of the hill. They have the circle right back behind them, so they can keep out Envy. But is this going to happen? Is Wolf going to be able to get off this miracle res as nades are just rolling back down the hillside right next to him? And yes, they do. So they're back up to 3-man strong. Another nade's going to roll back down right next to him. This is just getting narrow and more narrow. As you can see, Pat Caps just needs to get his health back up. Wolf needs to get his health back up. Ben is just responsible for holding this angle right now. Finally, Pat Caps is set and ready to go. Now they're going to try to decide how they want to push around this. They're not going to push right up into Cloud9, so they're probably going to flank back around. These two teams could encounter each other as they make their way around the hillside, though.
I like this play by Cloud9. They just pull off of this fight for now, go into the circle, try to gatekeep maybe Envy from coming in. They don't want to get involved in this fight just yet because they don't know what's waiting for them on the other side of this hill once they get into circle. So taking this position now, that's playing for endgame.
Exactly.
But here's the thing. We are going to see Cloud9 moving up into a high ground position right near that hillside. Naturally, we do have the Envy guys that managed to get up to the top of the foothill, but remember, this is not inside the safe zone, so they're going to potentially have to walk back down in Cloud9 if they choose to fight for that. They opt away from it, so they're going to move back down the hillside, which could put them into line of sight. I think that the Envy boys might have spotted out Valiant, trying to hit a couple of shots onto him, and yes, down to about half health, but you can see White Team's Fate already just trying to make their retreat over there. Envy is just terrified of any shots coming over from Cloud9.
Yeah, and you can see GG well played. They're just chilling right now. They're sitting in that little compound. They know everyone's got to come towards them at the moment. You see Vicious Gaming on the minimap. They're actually taking a couple shots at him, but not really getting a whole lot out of it.
Envy should make it in here. They saw one member of White Team Fate. They didn't see the rest. Oh, and Valiant's going to call.
Valiant getting the retaliation shots. That's a double down coming out from him. Wolf, it's almost like his job right now is to be resing everybody that gets down from Envy. This is such a rough push for them.
But so far, he's doing such a good job of it as Valiant. It looks like Envy should be able to get both of these rinses off. But now the circle has gone to Cloud9. It's going to force GG Wellplayed to push out of their compound. Meanwhile, they get Vicious Gaming just off to the north. And Fudge, at any point, could come up behind.
This is going to be a very terrifying location. As you can see, it's going to be Happy going ahead and mopping up, getting those 16 points. Envy's found themselves in a crossfire. It looks like GG Wellplayed is about to start moving.
Beautiful.
Somehow, that's a beautiful shot coming through there. Noble Fudge is still alive that could retreat back up onto this. Now finally Heffa looks off in the distance, realizes where Cloud9 is. He potentially has some angles to hit some shots, but if you look at the lay of the land, this is essentially a valley is what we're looking at. You got a couple of people on one side of the hill, a couple of people on the other, and they're going to slowly be forced to fight their way back down in there, and it's another shot from Heffa getting the down onto Wolf.
Yeah, Heffa
that's going to be
ridiculous right now.
Yeah.
Packcaps gets taken so very low. Heffa almost got him with the second shot. He's going to turn his attention back to C9, but GG Wellplayed needs to worry about getting to this next circle here.
And look at this, with all these skirmishes going from hillside to hillside, Vicious Gaming is slowly creeping their way inside the safe zone, and they managed to get themselves a foothold.
Yeah, Valiant actually right now moving in on GG Wellplayed. It's going to be very interesting to see what he actually decides to do here, because you see Hypox sitting way far back. Noble Fudge still the lone member for Noble sitting back. He's actually taking fire from GG Wellplayed. He is out of there, just as I was looking at him.
I mean, that's going to be Pat going down as well.
It's just going to be so close at this point. Everybody should be able to hear some form of footsteps as they have to make their way around each other. So you can't make any of these crazy encroachments. But White Temp Fate heard that shot go off, and you can see that they're looking back up towards this hillside. So they might try to catch somebody out. This is going to be Hypoc with a beautiful spray on that. And look at this. It's third party from everywhere as Cloud9 is also getting involved inside of this, trying to get some retaliation for the downs that were coming their way. Hypoc does go down, so now it's just on to Valiant. Caught himself right on the edge of the zone. It's going to be creeping up right onto him. He's trying to go for a heal. This is going to be very rough off the timing. Very narrowly gets away, so he's going to start running forward. He's going to have to run right back down behind the GG Wellplayed guys who are under fire from Cloud9. They're just taking shots at them right now as Vicious Gaming is still holding down that low spot, but they're behind so many different trees. Valiant could have his time to up. This is his opportunity. Gets the one on it, looking back down. Is he going to hit the spray on the next one? Valiant still up and alive. Now managing to make his way into cover that was provided by another team.
And now C9 and VG right on top of each other. 15 kills for C9 so far as all four are still alive, and they're cleaning out the north side.
The final 3 teams now with just 8 players left. And look at the circle. It's on Valiant. These other guys are going to come in. It's going to be really hard for him to hold him off here, though.
This is great for Valiant because the longer that they have to fight, he has some form of cover to play around. These guys could potentially have to skirmish with each other as now they're going to have to make their way down the hillside. VG is going to have to leave the trees that they're cowering behind at the direct time. So these two stronger squads are going to have to fight, giving the opportunity for Valiant to make a huge play.
So yeah, Valiant should be safe for right now. Even though it looks like Cloud9 knows exactly where he is, they can't get the shot on him.
Profi, look at that, making the cross down and low. They're going for a 2-2 split. Cloud9 feels like they have some level of control with this high ground and want to capitalize off of it. That's going to be the first down coming out from Kaymind. You can see Profi is just trying to force them to reposition on the other side of the tree to give opportunity line of sights. This is a 90-degree push coming out from both of these duos, moving their way forward. Dash trying to make sure that he tries to survive. Somehow, Shrew is already bleeding out. He's essentially going to be gone unless Dash makes that run across. But it's still shots coming down from Nerf. They realize this is their opportunity. They can make their way back down. They brought the UAZ, so they have some form of cover. They know Valiant's over there, so they're going to park it and give themselves some type of line of sight so they can go after the Vicious Gaming guys.
Yeah, and they've got the numbers advantage over Vicious Game right now, so they know if they can just close them out. It's basically 3-on-1 Valiant.
Kaymind gets taken down, though, so now it's just a 3v3 here, straight between C9 and Vicious Gaming. Meanwhile, Valiant's still up. Dash is going to go down.
Oh, and Profi gets nuts as well. It's going to be Moody up. Off on the side of it. Look at that. Protege is still alive over there. Moody's trying to hit the angle off of it. Beautiful nade coming out from Nerf. This is starting to turn very bloody for every team down in this lower location. Keep in mind, Valiant
going down to Valiant.
Valiant
pops up 2v1
now. It's the kill off of it. So now we have the 2v1. Can we potentially get the rest? Look at this. Valiant's not. He realizes this is his opportunity. He's trying to set some more pace, but he's going to
get
get taken down, and that's going to give Cloud9 the victory.
18 kills? My goodness.
I told you that on those circles, when Cloud9 takes a strong position, they can end up getting a lot of kills and that first place. They come in with, they don't get the position that I usually see them play, but they still find something that they get 18 and a win.
18 times 6.